Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of A Dairyman's Diary. My name is Frank, as always, your humble host, and it is a crisp, bitterly cold winter's morning. And as you can see here, we are back down at the dairy. We're just unloading the last of our milk for this morning. This is from this morning's milking and last night. So we are good to go. As you can see there, it is cold. It's dipped below zero for the first time in a long time, and it is, yeah, it really feels like it. So we're pushing through anyway. Today we haven't got many jobs to do at all, really. We've just got a little bit, a few little odd jobs, odds and ends, a few errands and things like that to do. So we're going to continue and just keep pushing on with those as normal. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you back down here at the dairy as well. At the moment we're doing quite well. Our milk contracts are coming through stably, so we've got some very stable prices, which is fantastic news. That's what we need. We need to budget for a good, safe, stable price, which is happening, which is fantastic news. So at the moment we're doing okay. We have to wait and see. There's a lot of talk coming up soon about a drop in quotas again, so we'll have to wait and see how that's going to affect us and if it is. Because at the moment, that's where we rely on for a large portion of our income. That being said, at the moment, we're going to continue because it is just doing alright for now. I came down the John Deere today just to give it a bit of a run out. It's more than capable of handling our milk tanker there, so that's fantastic news. But we're going to take this back up to the yard. What I am going to do is I will see you back up there because I've got a few little things to do around here, and then we'll catch you back up at the farmyard. So we'll see you very shortly. Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to, I think it's a whole day since I last spoke to you, actually. Well, as you can see, a few things have happened. We've got snow. Probably dropped about 6 inches of snow last night. So we've got snow on the ground, but it is currently 20 to 8 in the morning. I've been up now for quite some time. Somewhat unwanted, I think it's fair to say. Usually I get up around 6:30 in the morning to go and start the milking, make sure everything goes well. This morning I was up at 4:30, and for reasons that will become abundantly clear in just a second, I didn't want to be up at that time, but someone decided to come in and try and steal the Landrover last night. It was parked here, as it always is, and as you can see, we've had to bring in the police to come and have a look at this. It was parked here. It always is parked here, and yeah, they somehow got it out. I think they actually pushed it out, to be honest, because I didn't hear it start up straight away. They pushed it out, and in the process they broke my gate, so we're going to have to fix that at some point. Bring that back around. I only just put that on about 2-3 weeks ago. So they broke the gate, and then they decided that, I think their aim was just to ride it down through the fields and get it onto the main road. Why they didn't take the main road, I don't know. But they came through the fence, or through the hedge line here, broke the fence out the way and just left it all lying around. So that needs probably a new fence put into there at some point today, I would imagine. And then yeah, as you can see, there's some more lights down here. There's another police car here. I called the police about an hour ago once I realised what had happened. I had to get the milking started, so that the milking's underway now, but yeah, the police were probably here before I started milking, actually. The good news is, to some degree, they weren't able to steal the Landrover. The bad news is they've crashed it into a tree in their attempts to get out of here, and then when they've bundled all that up, they just scalp it, really. So they're currently waiting for someone to come and just take some swabs from that and see what they can do from a forensic standpoint. But I think it's going to be pretty ruined in there. I think it must have hit that tree at a fair click if the tree's been uprooted. So yeah, we're not too sure what's going to happen there, unfortunately. It's just an absolute pain. Really didn't need to do that. Why that just steal my Land Rover, I don't know. So we're a little bit stuck now. We have no real mean of transport other than the machines. It's, from what I've seen, I've had a look around the rest of the yard. It doesn't look like they've taken anything else, if I'm honest. Not that I can see, certainly, anyway. But yeah, we need to just kind of wait for a little longer as we wait to see what's going on, and then I'm going to get the JCB into there, and when I get the word go, we'll just see if we can pull that out, I think. So we'll get that ready. But yeah, quite a bit of snow on the ground today. We don't get a lot of snow over here in the Meadow Grove region, but yeah, it makes a little bit of a change, I suppose. Right. Crucially, the main thing is as well that they didn't try to break into the workshop. They haven't broken into any of the tractors that I can see. Everything looks the same, so that's good news. But yeah, I think we just need, I'm going to have a bit of a longer inspection and look around, but everything looks good so far. But yeah, so far so good at least. It's just a real pain that they've done this, frankly. There are some very, very nasty, annoying people out there in the world, and it just so happens that they chose to come and have a go at mine farm today. Rural crime though is a big thing at the moment, sadly. There's a lot of farmers get targeted with this on a daily basis, and it's something that we all need to have a real effort to try and prevent. But yeah, they've really just ruined my fence here as well. But anyway, we will wait. It's going to get a little bit lighter, I think, and we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But we're just going to have a little drive down and see when we can get the woods that we can, well, that we can have a look in here and have a rummage and see what we can do. But yeah, for now we're just going to part this up down the bottom there. They may want me to pull this out before we try and move anything, or before they do any examinations, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's just another day in the life, really. So we'll get this done, and we'll see what happens. I'll come back here and report in a little bit later on. Oh, welcome back, folks. The police have gone out a little bit later on in the day. We've got rid of them, and we are going to head off. And well, we're going to try and move our Landrover, take it back up to the yard, and just get out of the way. So to do that first, I think I'll just pull this out of the way. It's looking pretty banged up on the front end there. We're not going to be able to have a look at it in too much detail. We will have to get the insurance evaluator out so they can have a proper look at it, see what they want to do with it there. But I'm still very confused as to why they decided to try and flee through a field and not down the road. But that's what they did, and that's where we ended up. So we'll have to just wait and see. We'll take this back up. And then just park it in the yard for now, because we have got a few other things I want to try and get done today, which is kind of essential for us. But a few bigger tasks, so we just need to kind of go carefully with this, nice and slowly, and we'll see how it looks later on. But yeah, it's just so frustrating. It's the last thing you really need to have to think about, really. Let's go open this. In one respect, it's quite fortunate that I took the time the other day to widen this fence and this gate system here, because it means that we can get a bit of a straighter cut straight out into the yard, as opposed to having to try and put a few cuts in here, which when you're towing a Landrover backwards, I can't imagine would be very easy. Okay, well, we're in anyway, so we'll park this here for now, and then we can always come back and have a bit of a closer look at this. What we are going to have to do, though, we'll have to wander back down and go and collect the old telehandler. We'll have to bring that back up. I believe the police took a few different kind of swabs and a few, checked it over, took photographs and things, and tried to see if there's any kind of DNA they could get out of the machine. And then I guess when it stops snowing, we can come down and get the chainsaw out and break up this tree. We'll use it for firewood at some stage. But it's just so frustrating. Last thing I really wanted to think about. And there's some very annoying and nasty people out there who would do this to you, so you've just got to kind of deal with it, really. It's still snowing quite heavily. I think we've probably had about 6 inches last night. We're due another couple of hours of snow at least, I think, from what I've been reading on the weather reports. So, yeah, we'll have to see just how heavy that decides to fall and how persistently. I mean, all of our cattle are inside now these days anyway, so we're feeding them all on silage and mixed rations, so that's not the end of the world by any stretch, but it's just, well, the snow kind of hampers you from doing too much at times. Slurry Lagoon is filling up again, so we're going to have to come and pump that out. Unfortunately, The next task we've got to do today is actually go and head down and collect our new slurry tanker. We traded the old one in yesterday, so it is no longer here. It would have been parked in there. So yeah, we need to go and pick up the new one. We opted to go for something similar to the contractor who we hired in. So we've got a lot larger machine. It's going to be 3,500 gallons. But it's also going to be able to have the boom feature, so we can fill up our new lagoon down at the bottom end. And yeah, the cattle are making a bit of a mess in there, so that's going to want clearing out at some point. But we'll have to see. But yeah, at the moment I've been around this morning and checked over all the rest of the yard, made sure nothing else is missing. If they came in and tried to steal the Landrover, there's a strong chance they had a look around the yard to see what else there was. So we've had a look. We've tried to rescue what we can, make sure and lock all the machines up, take all the keys out of the machines, keep them all safely locked up. So that's all done, with the exception of the voucher, of course, that we're going to jump into now and head on out. We'll just get over there. Had a chat with the agricultural shed builder, really, and yeah, I don't think, to be honest, we're going to be putting the roof over the shed of over the silage clamps. It's very expensive to do. So unfortunately we're going to leave that for now. That being said, we'll have to wait and see, really. We'll have to see how that goes. At the moment, yeah, we don't have enough money for that. Maybe one day we will, maybe next year perhaps, but it's a bit of a luxury at the moment that we just don't really need to look into. So let's save that for another day, I should imagine. We're just going to take it nice and slowly down here. There's still, like I say, a lot of snow on the ground. Not quite enough at the moment for me to warrant bringing out the plough, I don't think. Or by the plough, it's probably just going to be the telehandler and the bucket. But yeah, we'll see. It's alright. I think the main roads have all been kind of ploughed through, and through the village, through the town. But yeah, we'll just take our time through the snow here. It depends how long this winter snow and miserable season is going to last. We have got plenty of silage bales floating around, so should we need, when the cows go back outside, we've still got plenty we can feed them with. So I'm happy to have that stock in there, actually. That'll be a big boost. Between the hay we have and the 2 silage pits, we should have plenty. All being well. What we're going to do is just going to slowly cruise on down. I feel like from now on, I think the Ford no longer will be on the front of the tanker. It's just a little bit too big now, this new one. 3,500 gallons, as I mentioned there. It takes a lot of control and a lot of weight, so the Valtra is by far and away the most, the heaviest tractor we have. So it will probably spend a lot of the time on there. Yeah, as you can see, the road conditions here are fine. It's been ploughed over nicely. Really can't complain with that. I am curious to know about this barn though. There's a lot of hay in there. It's been there for years. I might try and see who owns that field and see what we can do with it. Alright, and here is our shiny new tanker. We're going to just get ourselves hooked up to this. So as you can see, it is quite big and suitably large machine for us, really. Significantly larger than the previous tanker, the high spec that we traded in. That was 2,300 gallons, I believe. This is 35, as I mentioned. Has the boom on top, so we can fill up the lagoon off the road, and then we can also use it to spray directly. We can, if we feel such a need. This has the fittings on the bottom there, so we can actually get an injector plate to go into there, which would be interesting, but we're not going to do that yet. But it's like Christmas has come early here at the moment. Beautiful day. But yeah, for now we'll just take this back on up to the yard, where we can get ourselves all kind of settled in and get it ready to roll. Yeah, probably have to use this sooner rather than later, given the current situation with the lagoon. I have to get that steered around in the next few days, and then see if we can get that emptied out. Excellent, there we go. Well, we'll just take our time. We'll just cruise on back again. There's really no rush today. What we will do though, we'll get on back up to the yard, I think, and then we will we'll have a bit of a closer look at the tanker from there. So as you can see, a remarkably nice looking machine here. This one is brand new. First time I've bought a brand new tanker in my lifetime. At least we always used to go second hand. But yeah, it's going to be fantastic for us. Plenty of capacity. Nice wide flotation wheels on this as well. So when we do have to take it into the field, the impact of compaction should be a lot less. It should be significantly reduced. But yeah, nice little boom on the top there. And I made sure we got the same size gauges, so it fits the pipe work here fits onto our pipe work we have on the lagoon down in the fields. So overall, very impressed with how this has all come together. Very much enjoy and like this machine. Nice little motor on the front there as well. So that is awesome news. And what we will be doing is hopefully we'll get this out in the next couple of days. See what this snow does really. We need to get the agitator back into the lagoon just to stir everything around for a bit, and then we'll get a load done. For now though, we've just got a few little summer jobs or winter jobs, sorry, we can crack on with. I wish it was summer jobs. And we're going to kind of try to keep out of this snow really and see how we get on. But it looks like a beautiful setting there really. So at this stage, all that is left for me to say is thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you have yet to, subscribe to Simulation for the Nation for more from myself, Frank, and all of his other contacts that he uploads from. So thank you ever so much for watching once again. I hope you have enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, but most importantly, happy farming.